Hi everyone, Richard Tubb here, and I'm here today with Derek Jones, the Managing Director of Synaxon UK. How you doing, Derek?
Pretty good, fantastic day. I'm just a bit burnt out now.
Well, you've had a busy day. We're actually here at the Synaxon UK conference. We're here in beautiful Daventry at the Helidon, and just a really beautiful place. People playing golf, the sun is shining, and lots of vendors and IT solution providers all come together under one roof. For people who are not aware, for people watching today who are not aware of who Synaxon are, perhaps you could give us an idea of what Synaxon do and what the community is about.
Yeah, delighted. Synaxon's about channel service, or being a channel service company. So there's basically three pillars to our business. Distributors, suppliers, people who supply physical product or service. Then we've got vendors, and then we've got our resellers and our reseller community. And what we do is we work right the way across the whole channel. So we're a commercial organisation, we're not some kind of a not-for-profit organisation, we are a commercial organisation, and we deliver services into all three of those pillars of the business. From a dealer perspective, then the dealer or reseller has got a whole myriad of things from marketing, from purchasing prices, from streamlining his purchasing using our Egis platform, and obviously community, things like today. I mean, there's over 300 people at this event today, so it's a big organisation.
And what's the value that being a member of Synaxon brings to those 300 plus who have come here today for the conference and have joined Synaxon as a wider community?
It's all about the ability to buy better, sell more, and reduce costs. Now, if you can bring those three things to an independent reseller and support his business with real tangible benefit that deliver those three objectives, then you will build a loyal community, and that's what we do, or that's what we try to do.
And this is the fourth year of the Synaxon conference.
Yeah, the company, 2008, I lived over in Germany, worked with the German parent company, wrote the business plan, and then launched in January 2009 with an English version of Egis, which is Enterprise Global Information System. We launched that 2009, very cut down version, and we started from there.
And what does Egis do for people who are not familiar with the product or the tool?
Basically, it's procurement and information, as well as looking at stock that is available in the channel. So it's price, availability, and procurement. And it just simplifies everything for the reseller. So within Egis, there are 27 distribution feeds. So the major distributor's data comes into Egis. The reseller then looks on Egis, and he can see, if he was looking for, an Acer laptop, he would see that is available from 4 or 5 different distributors. We've negotiated terms with each of those distributors. He would then say, okay, that one's got no stock, that one's got 50 in stock, this guy's got 10 in stock, this one's got this price, this one's got this price, and so he knows where to purchase. I mean, that's it in its most basic form, but the reseller can pull all of that data out of Egis, he can deliver that into a e-com solution. He can deliver it to his back office system, drive his back office. He can use it as a quotes tool as well. It's very, very rich content. So he's got complete spec sheets of every single product. We were using CNET data, and we've just changed to Etilize data across that. Yeah. So that's just so that we can uniform everything.
So it allows resellers to look out there and find out who's got what stock in and at what price, just really easily.
Correct.
Yeah, fantastic tool.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard resellers who are part of the Synaxon community say that that's worth the price of membership alone, basically.
Absolutely.
So, but you've been kind enough to invite me along to the Synaxon conference for the past few years, and I'm very grateful for that. Always have a good time here, and there's the overwhelming sense of community from your members. I know you've got some people receiving awards today who've been with you since day one, travelled to Germany to help you set things up. Tell me more about the community aspect. What do people get out of that?
What you've seen today with the awards, I was taken aback a little bit, because you see what happened in 2008. I was writing a business plan, and I was sitting in an office in Germany at Synaxon headquarters, and their conference was coming up. It's an annual conference, and I said, well, couldn't we bring some resellers over and just see what they think of Synaxon, and we can then work on ideas of how could we actually deliver that into the UK. And what was really, really pleasing was that we say there was 10, but there wasn't. There was 10 actual individual people, and I think there was 7 companies did that trip, that we paid all the expenses so that they could come over and meet Synaxon. Well, of them 7 businesses, 4 of those businesses are at the conference today.
Wow.
And one of them is a winner today.
Yes, that's Mike from Drumbrake Solutions. Yeah. Congratulations.
No, Mike from Drumbrake and Kingsfield Computers, and 2 of them.
Wow.
That was not a setup, that was purely by accident. And I'm like, oh my God, there's 4 of them here.
Yeah. So in 4 years, a lot can change, and 4 years in the IT industry and in the channel is an absolute lifetime. So what's the changes that you've seen over the last 4 years, and where do you see the Synaxon community and the wider IT community going forward now?
Well, in Synaxon, one of the things that we've had to do is we've had to work on building that community and embracing that community. And you've seen me present today more about sales through service, and becoming much, much closer with our members and working closer with our members. Well, of course, you can't please all of the people all of the time. So last year, and more year before last year, we actually went through the database, and those that weren't buying into what we do, because we've got business development managers out on the road visiting resellers, we've got girls in the office phoning out as account managers. The whole thing is we want to bring people together to get that strength through unity, and we can't get that strength through unity if people don't buy into it. So we did actually reduce the membership quite significantly. So we actually removed resellers that didn't want to be part of it, and we've gone full circle, and we're growing the membership again, but we're growing with new dealers that have bought into everything that we do, that value everything that we do, and the evidence of that is here today. I mean, those guys out there everybody is patting everybody on the back. It's like the Mutual Appreciation Society, isn't this great? We're all in this together, which is exactly what we wanted to achieve.
I think it's very smart on your part to almost to raise the bar a little bit, and only have people coming along for the ride who want to be there, because for any community it's difficult if you've got people who are stuck in their ways, don't want to progress. So very smart move, and I noticed the mood this year is very, very upbeat. Despite the economic downturn, I know we're coming out of that a little bit, but there's a lot of really positive news about it. So it's great to be here in a community where good things are going on.
I fully recognised last year at the conference, you were at the conference, and I recognised there was a lot of griping and a lot of, and there was not a lot, but there was certainly a number of unhappy people that I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that. And we knew we had to go absolutely on service. And the consequence of that is our sales have actually gone up.
Yes.
My revenue as Synaxon has increased, and I did say we're a commercial business. Yeah. That wasn't intentional, that the revenue, obviously we all want revenue to go up, but that wasn't the intent. Yeah. The intent was simply to educate my staff in terms of service. Yeah. And that's what I did, and the outcome of that is the revenue's increased.
And there's a lesson there, isn't there, for IT solution providers, for managed service providers, resellers, that not every customer is the right fit for you. And actually, sometimes you can get bogged down too much working with the wrong type of people. And by cutting out, by being quite bold and saying, actually, we don't think we're a good fit to work together, as you did with some members of the community, it frees up your time, your energy, and profits go up as a result. So
absolutely.
So in terms of moving towards recurring services, you've got a great deal of vendors here today, and there's a real buzz going on in the vendor hall next door. Who are some of the vendors that are standing out to you as vendors who are making waves and in that sort of service and recurring revenue model?
We do have a lot of suppliers and a lot of vendors, but just simply off the top of my head, and I apologise to any that are fantastically supportive, but
you're all wonderful.
I don't
vendors.
remember them. Yeah, they're all vendors. You're all wonderful. No, we've got people like Autotask have been with us many years, so really since they started. And I met with Mark Catini, the CEO, and Mark Bamfield, who's the VP Europe. I met with them back in early 2009. They signed up with us, and they've grown their business, not on the back of Synaxon. I wouldn't be as bold as to say anything like that, but our members have grown with them. So more and more members have taken on their back office solution to support managed services as managed services has grown. We've now got GFI Max on board, really pleased, especially now that they've got Dave Sobel as well. And with GFI Max, we actually use GFI Max in Germany to support all of our systems in the UK.
Yeah.
Because my IT department's in Germany. And so we use GFI Max, and that's living usage of the package.
As they say in America, you're eating your own dog food there. It's a product you're sharing with your community, and you're also using it.
100%. Then we've got people like DMSL and their cloud phones and things. Same thing again. DMSL came about because we needed a VoIP phone type system, or I thought we did, because I thought we needed to modernise. I wanted to monitor the volume of outgoing calls, and I wanted the different features that I could have on VoIP, and I wanted to try and save some money. I didn't save any money, by the way. But it is a fantastically improved system that I've got.
Yeah.
I haven't saved a penny, I thought I would. But now I've got massive screen on the wall, I'm monitoring the volume of sales out, I know who's on the phone, who's not on the phone. It's just a superb first-class Cisco system. But that's through DMSL. Now DMSL, the beauty of our dealers working with DMSL is they've got all of these different vendors which they can supply, and they absolutely have this monthly recurring revenue system where they'll generate the leads for you, and they'll just keep chucking buckets full of leads at you.
Yeah.
And especially the smaller dealer absolutely loves it. Absolutely,
Well, I've got some clients of my own, managed service providers, working with cloud telephones, cloud phones, and actually the biggest challenge they have is not lack of leads coming through; it's actually too many leads, which I think is a challenge most IT solution provider would like to have. What about other vendors who are here today? Purple Wi-Fi, for instance, having a conversation with them, they seem to have a really interesting proposition.
Cisco we've got very solid and longer term relationship going back 3 or 4 years with Cisco. We work very closely with Cisco. We do call outs for them, and we have like these vendor weeks from the office. So we work very closely with Cisco, and it was actually Cisco said, look, we're currently working with this organisation called Purple Wi-Fi. So there's this kind of a triangle of Cisco, Ingram Micro, who's our biggest distributor, and Purple Wi-Fi, and then we spoke to Purple Wi-Fi, and the rest is history. And there is another fantastic opportunity for a reseller, because even though I don't completely understand all of the product, what I do understand from a business point of view is the dealer identifies the opportunity, and Purple Wi-Fi do the rest for you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. If the product is a good product, which I can absolutely assure you it is, otherwise Ingram and Cisco wouldn't be involved. So it's a brilliant product. It's data-based, it's cloud-based, and it's what the dealer understands. And the dealer doesn't even need to sell the product. That, to me, is like, wow, I'll take some of that, thank you very much. And we've got lots of them coming through, and that's what we're working on, is making life easy for the reseller to change his model to a monthly recurring revenue model. Yeah. If you don't make it easy for the reseller's just not going to do it. And you know, as per that Gartner report that I mentioned early on in my presentation, Gartner actually stated that it's something like 60% of VARs that have not changed or don't change within the next, that haven't changed, will not be here in the next 4 or 5 years. Yeah. It's that serious. The margins are shrinking, the market's changing. We've demonstrated the changing marketplace just by the number. 40% of these exhibitors are service suppliers, where previously it was Sony, Samsung, Acer, those type vendors would be exhibitors at a show like this. Now you've got a few of them, but 40% of the space is taken up by cloud type people.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it seems to me one of the benefits of the Synaxon community is that for resellers, it's IT solution providers, it's actually really difficult to keep up with what offerings are out there, which vendors you should be speaking to. So one of the benefits from my perspective could be that you bring them all together under one roof. You make it really easy for people to understand, and almost you do some of the pre-qualification, don't you?
We do a lot of the pre-qualification, simply because, and I mean this quite genuinely, we now have too many suppliers of cloud-based services coming to us wanting to sell to our members. What we've had to do is we've had to start looking closely at them, and any that are politely put, flaky.
Sure. Well, you've done your due diligence. And
we will do absolutely due diligence, and we will take it on the chin. I'm not saying we'll compensate, although we do on many occasions compensate our resellers. We will support the reseller with any issue. We will act as the go-between. We will give the reseller or our member a point of redress if that supplier lets them down. We've always said that, and we always do that, and we've done that from day one. So if a distributor has screwed up a deal, for instance, and it is proven that it was the distributor's fault, and then there's a bust-up, we act as the go-between, if you like, and we pay the compensation. I would rather do that and keep the community happy than have somebody say, no, well, I'm not playing, I'm taking my ball home.
Okay. Yeah. So, 4th year, you've clearly evolved a lot, especially in the last 12 months as a community. What does the next 12 months hold for the Synaxon UK community?
Looking at, and this is literally is still on the drawing board for the UK, but actually started in Germany now. Germany have launched in the last couple of months call it a quasar e-commerce solution that is a central portal e-com system that sells cloud services to end users at fixed rates. So there's a menu of services, about over 100, something like 110, 111 different types of service, which I couldn't even imagine that so many services existed. But it might be £50 a month, £20 a month, £100 a month, or euros because it's in Germany. And the initial reaction, I'm told, from the resellers in the German market was absolutely no way. You can't dictate to me what price I sell my service at. And so some dealers poo-pooed it, but apparently this is now taking off big time. It's a Synaxon solution. Now I'm just watching how that goes. But I think there's a big opportunity to take that and bring it into the UK market. And then you're looking at above the line marketing, driving traffic to that central portal. But as Dave Sobel said in his presentation today, it's the local service that matters. So what you would get is Fred's engineering company in Blackpool would have a Blackpool Synaxon member supporting his cloud solution. Now people say, well, hang on, it's cloud. Somebody in America could be supporting his solution. But the end user still wants that local feel. He wants to phone up somebody with the same regional accent and kick somebody's backside who's round the corner from him. Yeah. That gives him the security.
Wonderful. Well, and so you're keeping an eye on that situation in Germany. Do we hope to have that come to the UK?
Absolutely. That is something that, I was only shown it 3-4 weeks ago when one of the guys was over from Germany, and I was just like, I can see where this is going.
Yes, I'd agree. Well, Derek, thanks for the time, and again, thanks for the invitation to come and join you and your team here. I do appreciate it. And I hope anybody watching, listening to this gets a lot of value out of it, and I'd encourage them to check out the Synaxon Community. Thanks very much for your time, Derek.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming along.